Good evening, and welcome to another night in Amsterdam. Today's session is a rat seeking out Veronica Strikes with Lightning on the sept of the riddling waters. Veronica has lately been seeing if she's not doing minor patrolling, she has been practicing with her weapons.
Okay. So Rat's gonna approach. She's holding the spear that she got from the other sept. We were in the Umbra, and
Okay.
so she's gonna approach Veronica.
Alright. And Veronica sees Rat approaching. She doesn't. She has a look like she's not very happy with what's going on. But she doesn't, unwelcome you. She just has a serious look.
Okay.
She looks over at Rat. We've been wondering where you went.
I spent some time thinking.
Okay. I managed to join the battlefield later on, but there have been stories going around.
And what are the stories?
Stories were that you deserted the battlefield and you did not agree with what was going on.
I would say half of that is correct.
Okay. She gestures for him to sit down.
Okay. Rat sits down.
And she gives a look around, both to make sure you have your privacy and giving a look to anyone who dares disturb you, that there's going to be a problem. Since I was not there, and I'd like to know details of what's going on with my pack, I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, and I can understand your displeasure with the whole incident. So the situation was this. I went with the group. Our plan was to scout the situation.
She nods.
And then I'm really bad with names. There was another alpha who apparently was leading the soiree, the scouting mission.
Colin?
I believe that's his name.
Okay.
And then and there were minor issues with Lucas and the female Fiona. I don't care to remember her name. I think she's part of Colin's pack. So anyways,
Eric's pack, but go on.
Eric's pack. I don't know who's who anymore. I'll be honest. There's a lot of chaos going on right now. So the situation was, we go into the Umbra, we enter there, we meet this new Geru who basically denounces his fealty to the Frozen Forest Sept. I respect that. As we're going through, and suddenly we see huge ice formations in there, and then we run into this spirit who is the one to provide us with weapons. I'll be honest, I don't know who the spirit is. All I know is when I went through there and I attempted to sense for the worm, I didn't sense any worm taint.
Okay.
And I was unaware that you had joined us later. You know, the big thing was I was following your instructions to gather information. That's what I knew was our plan, was to gather information. I did not know that we were planning to have an attack or assault on the sept. No one had informed me of this.
It sounds like also this other pack caught you guys, and you would have had to defend yourself. Was this true?
No, we surprised them. We went upon them. We went after them first
All right.
because we had grabbed the weapons, and then Ire and Colin start saying stuff in whatever language they were speaking, and then they start charging. So I do, as far as I could tell, we were the ones that went on the offensive first, because as far as I could tell, we had met the spirit, and we came upon this other pack there. And I might be wrong, but that's the way I recall it. And so at the time, I had taken the spear, which you see right here, and I held my ground because I want to know what the heck is going on, you know, because once again, we don't know who we're attacking. I don't know. I didn't hear names. All I know is I saw the rest were rushing in. Now I could tell you. Oh, go ahead.
She waits for you to finish her story.
So, do I have a few things that bother me with this situation? Yes. And if you don't mind, I'll tell you the things that bother me.
She gives
Okay.
you a hand gesture to show proceed while she just
Okay.
watches.
Well, first of all, I was gonna stay loyal to your orders, which was to get information to scout, which I respect that. I understand that. I guess this was a warfare that was going on. One thing that bothered me is there was no thought or plan in what we did. And it's true that we're lucky we survived, but it bothers me that we just rushed in, not having any backups, not having any allies. It just wasn't a wise decision from my point of view. And at this point, it's mute to even attempt to gather some information because we've already enacted open warfare. Even though there was war declared, we started to work open warfare. We were on their territory. The other part I want to say is no one tried to hold the back, as they could, there could have been others who flanked us. Like I said, it was really haphazard. It wasn't. I'll be honest. I wish it was planned out more.
There were certain things it does sound like it wasn't planned very well. How you handled it, this is what it looked like, and this is the problem. Both our packs went into combat knowing there was a hostile threat and we were caught or spotted. They would have intent to kill us and you disappear. So it's not only just some of our pack members are asking questions. People we are working with don't trust us.
No, I mean, if anything, they shouldn't trust me, not the pack. But the thing is, I disagree. Is the fact that we weren't spotted. We spotted them and went after them.
Like I said, I only showed up near the end, so I'm only
Yeah.
hearing what's going on.
Because here's the thing: had they come to attack me, I would have defended myself.
I did hear Eric did went into a charge. I did hear that.
And what I'm saying is, I get there's mistrust. I wasn't here to do any disrespect to anyone. What bothers me is we did go into a charge because we spotted them first. There was no, here's the thing that gets me. Let's go a little further. I understand that they're declaring war on us, but what bothers me, this group didn't have worm taint. Then why would the two Geru? Why would we fight against each other? Why? There's something's got to be going on, and my fear is we're so focused on this war, we're not looking at the bigger picture.
And I do believe there is another party involved. But the other problem is the people at the Sept are being deceived by the Magnuson clan too.
Well, that leads into a bigger issue for me. My bigger issue is, and I do apologize to you, but I am tired of playing puppet to the Getz feud. I don't, I understand they might have a feud, but I am not going to get involved with their personal business. Because that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Get fighting Get.
The Get, unfortunately, are very straightforward with a lot of their approaches.
Well, I'm a bone gnawer,
I
and
know.
it's about and we're about finding ways to survive and use our brains. Now I get that's how they reacted, and maybe they worked within their nature, but they have to understand I'm not a Get. I'm not afraid to die. The thing is, I want to die for the right reasons. I want to die for the right reasons.
And I believe you. And I understand any of these things. I honestly think also our pack should talk. We have a lot of different, because one of the advantages our pack has is we're from various tribes. There may have been another way we could have approached that, and we could use this as a lesson.
And I'm glad that it turned out in our favor. Like I said, I went based on the information I had, which apparently was fairly limited. Had you said rat attack, I would have done that. You got to understand. I respect you. I wanted you to be alpha because I respect you, and I respect your position. Now, obviously, I didn't see you there. Had I stayed, then I would have seen you there, and I do apologize for that.
Understood.
Now, I admit I am a bit strong-willed, and as far as the others, here's the big thing, and you're right about the communication. We don't really know each other. I'm talking the whole pack. So they make assumptions on my thing because I'm a coward. I'm not a coward. But I will say what happened is all that plans you made, you can just toss it out the window now. All this stuff we're gonna do, all these plans, forget it now. I mean, it's wide open. Wherever we go now, we're marked.
Well, eventually, unfortunately, somebody would have found out about us.
I agree. But I would hope that we would have had more weapons and hopefully allies in our pocket. Because the rumor was they have people helping them. And what do we have?
We have other shape changers. We have other packs, and we do have possibility with the Fae and other other supernatural, but we don't have much.
No, and I understand that. I understand they're angry with me. I understand I have to work harder to trust. But you know what? My whole life, I've had to work twice as hard just to be anywhere. I've had to travel all through Europe. You know, I get that. And if the pack wants to be angry with me, they can be angry. They want to come and they want to beat me up. They're welcome to it. I'm not going to fight them. I just want. My biggest thing is this: one battle does not win the war. Yes, we may have had the first strike, but right now we weren't prepared for any counter strike, and that's what bothers me. You're gonna see Rat pull out a sandwich and starts eating a little bit of it.
You have a right to be bothered by that. However, one of the problems is, and as much as I respect it, you want to follow my orders, is you ran away.
I didn't run. I didn't run out of fear. I walked back because what if we were flanked? I didn't run. There was no running on my part. I stood there. I want to see where we even, I want to see what was going on. Like I said, if they were attacking me, I wouldn't have stood there defensively. I would have fought. We came on them. Now, of course, it's one lowly little Bolnar Metis compared to the rest of the members, and I get that. But here's one thing I want to say is the rage I have is a tool. I am not controlled by my rage. My whole life I've been treated like a monster. I am not going to be the monster that people think I am. I respect this fee. You guys want to remove from the pack, I can understand. If you want me to leave the city, I can understand.
I'd like to have a pack meeting.
Well, I was expecting we would, but I want to talk to you first before we had the pack meeting.
Of course.
Because I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't be able to get a voice in once the pack meeting happens. And I'm not here to persuade you. I'm not here to change your mind. I just want you to know that I did it because I felt I did it for the right reasons. Now, others don't agree with me. I respect that.
We'll definitely have a meeting on this.
Well, I understand.
And I am glad you
well,
confronted me first.
Yeah. I'm willing to accept the punishment that comes my way. You know. And they may think I'm a coward, but they thought that since I first came to this sept. And the thing is, I'm going to fight smart. And at this point, I'm not even sure what you want me to do because really all that hard work we're going to put in, it really doesn't feel like it's even necessary anymore. It feels like it's been a waste. I went down to the docks trying to build relationships and allies. Now it just seems, I don't know. And I'm not saying you necessarily have the answers, and I agree with you. Let's call the pack. They want to punish me. If they want to kill me, go ahead and kill me. but I'd rather die for what I feel is right. I know, it's a choice you guys make.
That's fine.
You know, and yeah, am I hard headed? Yes. I'm just, and if there's information you're not telling me, I can only, and I'm not just saying you, I'm saying the pack. If there's stuff that you guys aren't telling me, I can only make my judgments on what I know. If people aren't giving me information, then obviously with more information, you know, if our intent was to go and assault this, I would have went in there preparing for war. Last I knew, we were scouting, but regardless, I'm just wasting my breath at this point. I've made my point. I've had my chance to talk to you. I want to let you know I respect whatever decision you have to make. I will say one thing though. Colin is not my alpha. So if I ever came down between you and Colin making decisions, I'm going to listen to you.
I appreciate that. She smiles. She gives a look around like you could tell that she's going to make sure you are allowed to eat your lunch in peace.
Rat takes another bite of her sandwich. I mean, I want to hear, even though we're going to have tell me something. I just feel like, and I get that you're quiet, and I know you're processing this, but I want to hear something. Be mad at me, yell at me, something.
So, this is what frustrates me about the situation. Nobody knows where you went. You disappeared, even from that fight. There are also betas in the pack, so even when I'm not around, the betas would at least have some interest, even if Colin is an outsider to the pack. And I understand that there wouldn't be any trust with that. And we also mentioned we did need allies. So now there's another pack. And I already addressed the issue with the Fianna, who has a problem with Metis. But we need to make sure that we have our pack members to be trustworthy. And that's the main thing. However, like I said, we all have different members of various tribes. So, this is one reason I do believe it's important to have this meeting. Because we do have some get. I'm a Shadow Lord, and I sometimes don't even think about what I might do that someone else isn't comfortable with. There are Glasswalkers. We have a Silver Fang. The thing is, we do need that unity.
I agree. I've been saying that the whole time.
It is why one reason I do want a pack meeting. Not just so your side of the story is heard out. I also feel it's important that you hear some of the other sides of the story, too.
I totally
And,
agree.
and certain members you may have known longer than others. There's some people we don't know as much. Bosco, and he's a Philodox.
Yeah, I remember Bosco briefly. I haven't seen much of him, but yes.
And the thing is with me, I don't really turn on pack members. Only ones I really mind are traitors. So until I heard your side of the story, and until I heard everything else, I did not want to find out you're a deserter.
Well, I'll be
I
honest. If go ahead.
I just don't like how you handled it. With disappearing.
And I can respect that. But that's why I'm coming to talk to you, knowing that you could have been completely hostile. You could have attacked me, and I would understand. Other pack members could attack me, and I would understand. But if I was a deserter, I wouldn't be stepping a foot on this sept otherwise.
Did you want to continue the scene or no?
I mean, out of character, unless Veronica has something else that she wants to say, we can probably could call it good otherwise.
Yeah, I would just say we can end it.
Okay.
So, thank you, players, for watching. This is another sept night in Amsterdam. Have a good evening. Let me And as I said before, thank you guys for watching. This is another night in Amsterdam. Have a good evening. Ta-ta.